Chief Justice Benjamin Odoki of Uganda.
On the 9th of August 2013, President Museveni reappointed Benjamin Odoki as the Chief Justice, ending months of speculation about who would head the judiciary after he retired in March. The letter renewing Odoki's contract was forwarded to the Speaker of Parliament for approval by Parliament. The letter read in part, "In exercise of powers vested in the President by Articles 142 subsection 1, Article 143 and 253 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, I have appointed Benjamin Odoki as Chief Justice on a 2-year contract. This is therefore to forward his name to you for parliamentary approval." The then Attorney General Peter Nyombi said there are constitutional provisions which allow the appointing authority to appoint people aged 70 years and above. Article 142 subsection 2 states in part that the President may, acting on the advice of the Judicial Service Commission, appoint a person qualified for appointment as a Justice of the Supreme Court or a Justice of Appeal or a Judge of the High Court to act as such a Justice or Judge even though that person has attained the age prescribed for retirement in respect of that office. The Uganda Law Society, in retaliation, wrote a damning letter to the Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Kadaga, warning against the appointment they described as unconstitutional. The 943-word dossier signed by the President of the Uganda Law Society, Ruth Sebatindira, acknowledged that while it is the prerogative of the appointing authority to appoint the Chief Judge, the decision must be based on the advice of the Judicial Service Commission for it to be lawful. The lawyers then asked Parliament to protect Article 79 subsection 3 of the 1995 Constitution by not approving Odoki for the post. Opposition members of Parliament, on the other hand, were also planning a stiff resistance against Odoki's appointment, saying it contravenes key provisions of the Constitution. DP President Norbert Mao said that reappointment of Justice Odoki would be a rape of justice of this country given that it does not meet the criteria in the Constitution. But President Museveni said that retaining Odoki is one way of tapping potential and expertise of talented members of the judiciary. The Constitutional Court equally ruled that the reappointment of Benjamin Odoki as Chief Justice after he clocked the retirement age of 70 is unconstitutional. In a majority judgment of 4-1, the court observed that there is no single provision in the 1995 Constitution that provides for the reappointment of a retired Chief Justice to the same position. The justices in their judgment also faulted President Museveni for reappointing Justice Odoki without having sought the advice of the Judicial Service Commission as mandated by the Constitution. Professor Lilian Tibatema wrote the lead judgment, which was supported by Justice Remy Kasule, Solomon Bosa and Eldred Mwangusha. Justice Ruby Opiaweri, however, dissented, arguing that like other civil servants who can be reappointed upon retirement basing on Article 253 of the Constitution, Justice Odoki was no exception. Justice Aweri said he would have queried the reappointment of Odoki if it was done under suspicious circumstances like promoting selfish interests of the President. In the lead ruling, Justice Tibatema said, "In my view, the petition succeeds. Under the 1995 Constitution, a Chief Justice who has vacated office by reason of having attained the mandatory age of retirement is not eligible for reappointment as Chief Justice of the Republic of Uganda." All the 5 justices declined to award legal costs to any party, reasoning that the petition, which was filed by Western Youth MP Jerry Karuhanga, was a public interest. On the 5th of March 2015, President Museveni finally named Supreme Court Judge Bart Katureebe as the new Chief Justice. The judiciary has not had a substantive Chief Justice for 2 years after the retirement of Justice Benjamin Odoki in 2013. President Museveni also appointed Court of Appeal Justice Stephen Kavuma as Deputy Chief Justice. Justice Kavuma had been acting in both positions of Chief Justice and Deputy for the last 2 years. The announcement brought to an end the reign of Constitutional Court Justice Stephen Kavuma as acting Chief Justice, and he will now deputize Katureebe as the substantive Deputy Chief Justice. The appointments are subject to parliamentary approval. Katureebe is a Justice of the Supreme Court and is one of the judicial officers who enjoy a high reputation on the bench. He was appointed Justice of the Supreme Court, Uganda's highest appellate court, in August 2005. He brings to the judiciary's top seat a long-standing career in the legal profession and in government, including service as state attorney, private legal practitioner, government minister and attorney general, spreading over 40 years. He started his professional career as state attorney in Attorney General's chambers in 1975, rising to the rank of principal state attorney. In 1983, he left the Ministry of Justice for private legal practice. Honorable Justice Katureebe later served as Deputy Minister, Foreign Affairs in charge of regional cooperations from 1988 to 1991, Deputy Minister for Industry and Technology from 1991 to 1992, the Minister of State for Health from 1992 to 1996, and Minister for Justice and Attorney General from 1996 to 2001. He represented the people of Bunyaruguru County, Bushanyi, in the same constituency in the Constituent Assembly that debated and passed the 1995 Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, also serving as a member of the Legal and Drafting Committee from 1993 to 1995. He was also elected representative of Bunyaruguru legislature in the 6th Parliament from 1996 to 2001. Honorable Justice Katureebe went back to private legal practice between 2001 and 2005, becoming one of the founding partners of a renowned Kampala Associated Advocates, and was at the time named in Global Chambers 2004 as one of Uganda's leading lawyers. He has since 2007 also served as Judiciary's representative on the Judicial Service Commission, as well as chairman of the Managing Committee of the Law Development Center.